When your heart stops, your brain might not get the memo. For seconds, maybe minutes, after you're declared dead, there's evidence your brain does something extraordinary. A sudden surge of activity, the kind linked to memory, to awareness, to being conscious, which raises a terrifying possibility. For a brief moment after you die, a part of you might still be in there, awake, aware that it's happening. So what actually happens when you die? Let's get into it. Let's start with the science, because it's stranger than you'd think. For most of history, we treated death as a single moment. Heart stops, you're gone, the end. But scientists now say that's completely outdated. As one leading researcher put it, we have a binary concept of life and death that is ancient and outdated. Death isn't a switch, it's a process, and it's slower than you think. Here's what we've found. In 2013, scientists studying rats discovered something chilling. After the animals' hearts stopped, their brains didn't just shut off. They showed a huge spike of activity, signs of consciousness, for up to 30 seconds after death. Then, in 2023, they saw something similar in dying humans. As the brain lost oxygen, some patients showed a surge of gamma waves, the exact type of brain activity linked to memory, alertness, and dreaming, the kind of activity you'd see in a fully conscious mind. Let that sink in. In your final moments, your brain might light up more intensely than it does in normal waking life. And scientists think this might explain one of the most mysterious experiences humans report, the near-death experience. You've probably heard the stories, people whose hearts stopped, who were clinically dead, and then came back, and a shocking number of them describe the exact same things, a feeling of complete peace. Floating above their own body, watching doctors work on them, moving through a tunnel toward a bright light, and the famous one, their entire life flashing before their eyes. The wild part is how consistent this is across totally different people, cultures, and countries. The largest study ever done on this, led by a doctor named Sam Parnia, interviewed hundreds of people who came back from death looking for patterns. And the patterns are real. So the big question is, what are these experiences? And here's where it splits into two camps that couldn't be more different. Camp 1, it's all in the brain. Scientists argue these experiences are your neurons firing one last time. That surge of gamma waves could be replaying your memories, the life flashing before your eyes, the tunnel and light, possibly the visual part of your brain running out of oxygen, the peace, a flood of feel-good chemicals as the brain shuts down. In this view, the near-death experience is real, but it's your brain's final show, not a glimpse of anything beyond. But here's the thing, and this is where even scientists get stuck. Camp 2 points out a problem. Some of these experiences happen when there should be no brain activity at all. People have accurately described things that happened around them, conversations, objects, events, while they were flatlined with no measurable brain function. And nobody can fully explain how a dead brain could form new, accurate memories. Even the researchers admit something surprising. As one put it, there's actually no scientific proof that the brain alone creates consciousness in the first place. We assume it does. But we've never actually shown how a lump of cells produces the feeling of being you. So the honest, scientific answer to what happens after death is, we genuinely don't know. And this is where, for thousands of years, humanity has filled the gap with something else. Belief. Nearly every culture that has ever existed came up with an answer. Some imagined a heaven, a paradise, a reward. Others imagined reincarnation, that you come back again and again in new bodies. Some believed in an underworld, a journey, a judgment. Others believed that death is simply the end. The lights go out, and that's that. And here's what's fascinating. Science can't currently prove any of them right or wrong. The one experience every single human will go through is the one thing none of us can see past. So, what happens when you die? Here's the honest answer. Your body shuts down slowly, not all at once. Your brain may stay active for a short time after your heart stops, possibly conscious, possibly replaying your life, possibly experiencing that peace people describe. And after that, science reaches a wall it hasn't crossed. Whether there's nothing or something is still the biggest mystery there is. But maybe here's the thought to leave you with. Whatever comes after, the fact that you're here at all, alive, aware, thinking about this right now, is staggeringly unlikely. You get to experience being alive, and that might be the most precious thing in the entire universe. So, what do you think is waiting on the other side? Nothing or something? Let me know in the comments. And if your brain likes questions like this, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.